Hello all and happy Friday, it's Sharon, and in today's video I'm back with our Small World Sensory Play setup. So first of all, I just want to mention that you can use any items for a sensory bin. You can just pull items like I did here. Now we're not necessarily going to be using these items. Nate can if he wants to, but you can just pull items from your children's toy bins. Just keep in mind the age of the child and make sure there's no potential choking hazards. But like I said, I just pulled a couple items. So we have a Zamboni, this little sled, this vehicle here, this one here that kind of looks like a snowplow. And then we have some characters. This one here, the yellow one came from a game. And then we have some of the little people from the Grinch Who Stole Christmas little figurine set. And then this came off a fake plant, so they kind of look like bushes. So you could use those items and put them in a bin. You could use real snow, cotton balls. You could even use an item like this, which we will be using. These are cotton rounds. But yeah, so I'm going to show you what we're actually going to be using. We're going to be using Playmobil toys. Now when it comes to sensory play or small world play, you can use any type of base. You can use a bin or actual sensory table, mat. In our case, we're going to be using this oven liner. This was from the Dollarama, and Nate painted it with silver and white paint. We also had to add glue to it because the paint wasn't sticking to the aluminum. It took a while to dry, but this is going to be the base for this setup. Now in our case of sensory bins, I like to include all the senses, so obviously he'll be touching these items and then he can visually see these items. For sound, for older children I would use larger bells, but I have a couple of these small little bells. For scent, I have these little scented sticks. These were from the Dollar Tree and they smell like pine. In the past, I've also taken air fresheners and taped them to the bottom of the container. That way the child wasn't touching the item, but they could still smell it. And in certain setups, you could use items like garlic, cinnamon, just to give that smell. Like when we did like our pond setup, we would use garlic just to have a different scent. And then for taste, I was looking for like some kind of, I guess, snow-themed candy. I guess you could use Tic Tacs if you want, gumballs that are white. I just happen to have this Excel Spearmint gum, and they are white in color. So if you want, you can try that as taste. I didn't really have a taste option, but I also do have like a snowflake kind of cookie cutter, so I could use that on his bread, and he could do that as well. Or you could push it into a pancake or a waffle. I even have one that's shaped like a snowman, so we could do that as well for taste. So now I'll just show you the items that we're going to be using. So yeah, just to give it a little bit of extra texture, I pulled out some of these cotton rounds. Like I said, you could use large pom-poms, cotton balls, you could use real snow and ice if you would like. But yeah, this will just give some extra texture. And then we are using Playmobil characters. This is going to be like a winter scene where like people are playing hockey, and there's another little character that has snowshoes. So I did pull out these like little trees as well. These are all Dollar Tree, and I think one is from Dollarama. So you could use these little bristle trees. Now these do have glitter fallout, so just keep that in mind. And you could use also items like this. These are plastic little ice cubes. And again, do keep in mind potential choking hazards. If you're new here, my son is 8.5, almost 9 in February. So I'm not too worried, but I'm always, there and supervising him. I also have some of these glass little gems. You can find items like this at dollar stores. These, I believe, came from Amazon, and these were from a local dollar store, these larger glass stones. But yeah, they, look like ice, so I thought he would have fun using those items. Now for this particular setup, we're going to be using Playmobil characters. So I did pull the ones that we already had. So we had these fun ones here. And then we had a little snowboard. We also have this here, so the children can, slide down that. We have these little stump ones. We also have this little hockey player character here. And then these two came from 1-2-3 Playmobil Advent Calendar when Nate was really young. These are the only two pieces we seem to have from that set. The little snowman and this little kind of snow cave. And then I'll show you two other items that I recently got that are Playmobil themed. I recently got two sets on Amazon. One of them was this little character here with the snowshoes, and it did come with this little dog. So I'll be adding the character. I don't know if Nate wants to use the dog. And then recently I also got the Playmobil Advent Calendar that was Christmas themed. And it does come with this background that you could use. And Nate doesn't want to use this at the moment because he's afraid the cats are going to chew it or jump on it and wreck it. So we'll be keeping that and just putting it away for now. But I'll show you all the little characters and fun little items that came in the Advent Calendar. So in that Advent Calendar, there was items like this tree, this like birdhouse. There was different birds. There's like these Christmas items here. And then there's characters like this one here. There's also a bench. There's Santa Claus. Yeah, lots of fun little pieces. I'm only going to be pulling the pieces out like these winter characters. And there's like a hockey stick and maybe the birds and the bench and the little table. There's also some like little mugs. I might include, there's the bunnies there, but there's also squirrels in the set. Maybe the squirrels as well. And then I'm going to be adding everything to a bin and just letting Nate set it up any way he wants. So now I'm just going to insert some pictures after I presented this to him, and I'll show you how he set it up. I will insert a picture here from the Amazon app, just if you're curious to see all the pieces that come with this Advent Calendar from Playmobil. But these are the pieces that Nate has chosen. So he's got the little birdhouse with a couple of birds, and then the tree, the little table with a couple of mugs, this little sled, and then the bench, and then the characters here, and the hockey stick and the little puck. So yeah, I'm going to insert the pictures here of how Nate sets this up, and then I'll be back to close out the video. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but this backdrop does have this icy area, but like I said, Nate didn't want to use that, so he's going to be using this lid from a cookie container as the actual ice rink for the little skaters. Also, if you didn't have a tray like this, you could use aluminum foil on like a paper plate, or you could paint a paper plate silver and make an ice rink that way as well. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some ideas in case you want to set up your own Small World Play sensory for the children in your lives. And I'm just going to keep all of the pieces in this basket from Dollarama and leave this like tray on top of Nate's table, and he's free to set it up any way he would like. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you sometime next week. Take care and bye for now.